folks, welcome back to the channel. Derek here from Worldwide Railroad. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be looking at Lionel's new Veranda turbine, and this one happens to be in the Pennsylvania Railroad scheme. Now, I first saw the Veranda turbine, sort of a live video of it on Ben's trains when he showed it on his Instagram. I thought it was an outstanding looking engine. I always like big engines, regardless of whether it's steam, electric, or diesel. But I'm not a big diesel person in general. So I saw that and thought it was really cool, but decided that I was going to try and skip it for now. But then Chris from RBP Trains, he put out a video too. And I was like, this is really good looking, but I'm going to pass still for now. And I'd actually completely forgotten about the Pennsylvania Railroad scheme at that time. So then Ben showed it again. And I happened to get an email or something about some Veranda turbines being sold, and realized that there was a Pennsylvania Railroad scheme. So I was like, damn. I love the Pennsylvania Railroad. It's one of my favorite railroads. I love getting engines for that. And to get the Veranda turbine in the Pennsylvania Railroad scheme, I thought this is a really slick looking scheme for this engine. And so here I am with it. So let's jump into seeing how it looks and sounds in the layout and talk a little bit about this amazing engine's history. Lionel really knocked it out of the park with this engine. It's absolutely fantastic looking. The sounds are amazing. The tender being a bass unit. I have not necessarily had the highest opinion of just adding sound effects to everything that you possibly can. But in the essence of adding a bass unit and the tender doing that, it really does add quality to the sound, and it really gives additional gravitas to this engine. The bell sounds good. The horn is just absolutely massive. Now I'm using just a line chief remote with this, and I could mess around with the horns and the bell, but I think everyone's seen that already. The other big feature that I would like to call out to this engine is you've got the rear smoke unit back here, right? And that's always going, but then as the engine ramps up to speed, you'll see that this starts pouring smoke out too. And the sound effects as it ramps up its speed too are fantastic. The last thing I'll quickly call out here as we're looking at the engine and starting off is that even with the base unit not being, using a line chief app here, the sounds and everything are connected perfectly with the main engine and the base unit, and it makes for a great experience. All right, let's get underway.
Dispatcher, we're ready. Is it okay to pull? Over. Please stand by. Out.
So some quick history about the Veranda turbine. The first one was tested in 1949. The turbine started off using bunker C fuel, which at the time, despite its inefficiency in burning, was so cheap that it made up for that. However, over time, as the inefficiencies of it continued to exist, the cost of the fuel went up, and other more efficient diesels began to come out, and so the use of the bunker C fuel was no longer practical. The first the Veranda turbines that we see here as well, needed the fluid. The bunker C fuel was actually equivalent to like molasses or tar. So just to make it liquid enough to flow into the engine, it had to be preheated to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's pretty astounding when you think about it, how difficult it must have been to handle and just ship and use on a general basis. Now, the engine was approximately 500,000 pounds, over 80 feet long, and it had approximately 4,800 horsepower, along with putting out approximately 138,000 pounds of tractive effort. This engine is so powerful that I was able to string cars all the way from the rear of it to the front of it. So now the question is it pulling or pushing the train? Alright folks, that does it. Thanks for tuning in and watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this showcase of the Veranda turbine. I love this engine. I'm thrilled that I got it in the Pennsylvania scheme. It's definitely going to be running on the layout a lot, especially as an upcoming layout remake or remodel is happening in the near future. Be sure to subscribe and like. I greatly appreciate it. And please leave your thoughts and comments below. Tell me what you think of this engine. Do you like it? Do you dislike it? And what does it for you? For me, the smoke features on this engine and also the base unit being in that tender really add something to it that I overlooked initially. And it's definitely going to be something that I take into the calculus of future engines when I'm trying to decide whether or not it's something I want. Anyway, thank you and have a wonderful day.